Ruben Studdard and Clay Aiken are thrilled to reunite 20 years after captivating audiences during their historic run on the second season of American Idol in 2003. And they're coming to the Ritz Theatre January 27th. So let's welcome Ruben and Clay. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm honored.
Thank you for having
Hello,
us.
hello. Thank you very much.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I was just telling them off camera. I'm like, I would have never thought that I'd be able to talk to both of you. And I remember watching that season. Over 38 million viewers tuned in to hear the results, with more than 124 million votes cast during your finale, making it, get this, the most watched Idol episode in history and the highest rated regularly scheduled live non-sporting television episode of the 21st century. What does that mean to y'all? I mean, you really exploded.
It definitely is a blessing and an honor to have had that many people care about our finale and the what happens with our careers. Like, they weren't just watching; they were giving us an opportunity to do a job, and so for that we are extremely thankful and always appreciative for people taking the time when they could have been watching Friends or Cheers or anything else. They decided to watch us, so we appreciate it.
It's cool also that we ended up, I mean, we talked about it a few days ago that we ended up sort of being able to have this experience at the perfect time because not too many seasons after ours people started watching streaming and they started watching Facebook and Instagram and YouTube, and we were fortunate enough, lucky enough to be on Idol in a time when folks were all still sitting around the TV and watching something together, and that kind of is what we're trying to recreate a little bit with this tour we're on.
Yes, so tell us a little bit about what you've been doing over these past 20 years.
Well, I for one have been putting out music and doing and shows, and Clay put out music early on, and then he ran for Congress a couple of times, and we've been doing, we've been lifing, and this tour in particular gives us the opportunity to take a step back, and look back 20 years at when our lives were, changed forever for the good. We were given the chance to, go out here and do a job that we both love, and that is sing. And so this is why we're here right now. We're, on this journey to thank our fans for this opportunity.
Give us a little a teaser then of what we can expect when you're here in Jacksonville.
We're trying to transport people back 20 years, and we try to recreate that experience of 2003, that over 40 million people watched. It was a very important time in the nation's history. We had just gone to war in 2003, and it was an important time in TV history. Idol blew up that year. And so we do songs that we sang on the show. We sing duets together. We do medleys like we did when we were with the finalists on the show. And we tell stories about what it was like to be on the show at the time, the things we did, the people we met and got to work with. So we really try to transport people back to that 2003 year as much as we can.
And besides American Idol, you and Ruben have won 4 Billboard Music Awards, an American Music Award, and have been nominated for 2 Grammys. So out of all of your accolades and, of course, winning American Idol, which one means the most to you?
Well, neither of the Grammy nominations were mine, so yeah, I don't get to claim those. Ruben can call those out.
You know what? I'm going to say the one accolade that I received that you didn't mention is the NAACP Image Award that I won. And the reason why, that was important to me is because my grandmother always talked about her involvement in the civil rights movement, her time going to the sit-ins and the marches and the things that were happening in Birmingham, Alabama. And so for me to have an organization that was so important to the forward movement of people of color in the United States to give me the Outstanding Artist Award was just an amazing thing. And I got a chance to thank my grandmother on stage there in front of so many amazing trailblazers, and that award was the most important to me.
That's amazing.
Well, I
Clay,
can't top that.
Yeah, let me know, Clay. How can you top that? That was
How
pretty
dare
good,
you? It's not possible. I will top it though, but I'll top it with both of our accolades. I think we both, and I know Ruben feels this way. I think we both don't worry nearly as much about the awards and aren't nearly as proud of those as we are of our kids. We both have really great sons. Ruben, I didn't beat you, didn't I? I beat you. We both have really great kids. Mine's a teenager. His is 3 now, and he's got another one on the way. And it's really fun to kind of look back 20 years ago to when we sort of were the kids in a way,
Yeah.
and do this tour 20 years later as not only the adults, but the old adults in the room,
Mm.
and to be able to have 2 young people who we're trying to help navigate the world too. So that would probably be, I think, our biggest achievement if you asked.
Don't miss the one-night event at the Ritz Theatre on January 27th. You can get your tickets at ritzjacksonville.com. Ruben, Clay, thank you so much for joining me today. This was so fun.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
having us.
And everyone at home, if you'd like to see this interview again, you can head to our website at firstcoastliving.net.